time, you have now exchanged your hearts to each other. Now I will leave very good hands of one and only very dear Sadhana Prabhu will be opposite. Sitting ready, so thank you.
Yes, good afternoon everyone. So as mentioned, I'll be performing the civic, or we can say the legal part of the ceremony this afternoon. Essentially, I'll be asking the bride and groom to say 3 sets of vows to each other as required by law. Then they will come to this table here and they and their witnesses will sign their lives to each other. And hopefully we'll have your support as the process unfolds. So it's going to take about 15 minutes of your time. So the bride and groom, just slightly forward there, if I may ask you, and I'm going to go in between. I'm also going to be passing you this microphone so they can hear your lovely voices. Agree and repeat everything I'm going to say. The exception will be when you put the rings on, and then we'll have to do that. Okay. Okay, so before we do that, let's go slowly. So little bit in the room, if not, don't worry. So, before I begin with the set of vows that are required by law to be recited, I have to say a few things. Bhaktivedanta Manor and Krishna Haveli is duly sanctioned for the performance of legal marriage, recognised in law. If any person here knows of any legal reason why this couple should not be joined in matrimony, he or she should declare it now. No? Okay. It looks like there's no objections. That's usually a good sign, so we'll continue. But before I do, I have to say a few words about the binding and indeed solemn character of marriage. A legal marriage within Bhaktivedanta Manor in the United Kingdom is the union of one man with one woman, voluntarily entered into for life to the exclusion of all others. The condition of their marriage is that they will always love, care and support each other through the joys and also the challenges of life. But we pray their lives will be fulfilled in a relationship which is permanent, based on continuing commitment. So with that in mind, I'm now going to begin each of those set of vows, starting with the groom first. All you have to do, Sachin, is simply repeat after me. And that microphone there is, so those are the cheap seats at the back. You know who you are, that's right. So is you microphone ready, and therefore it can be recorded as well by our sound. Are you ready?
Yes. Yes.
Very good. Okay. Yeah. Did you hear that? I think so. So the pressure's on, my friend. Okay, please repeat after me. Do you want to refer to
where is it?
It's here.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. If you need help with that, it's easier, isn't it? I know how it is. Please repeat after me, Sachin. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
That I know not.
Of
any lawful impediment.
Why I,
Sachin Dayal, may not be joined in matrimony
to
Sapnatana.
Sapnatana.
Very good, very good. Very keen as well. Very good. So stepping ahead there. You get to get married. Excellent. Very auspicious. So now they can just pass the mic to the bride, and the same process will do. You ready? Very good. I do solemnly declare.
I do solemnly declare.
Very keen. That I know not.
That I know not. Of any lawful impediment. Why I. Sapnatana.
May not be joined in matrimony.
May not be joined in matrimony.
To Sachin Dayal.
To Sachin Dayal.
Excellent. So now the second set of vows includes you guys a bit more. So what we need to do is, especially if you just come out there, you're handsome guys, so they want to see that, and of course very beautiful bride as well. If you have the mic now back to the groom. The second set of vows is asking for your blessings. So are we ready for this? I call upon these persons here present.
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I,
Sachin Dayal, to take thee, Sapnatana,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
To be my lawful wedded wife.
Excellent, excellent, very good. It's all going well so far, isn't it? Very good. Are we ready? I call upon these persons here present
I call upon these persons here present
to witness that I,
Sapna Tana,
do take thee,
do take thee,
Sachit Dayal,
Sachit Dayal,
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
Fantastic. That deserves a clap, doesn't it? Now, the third and final set of vows includes the traditional exchange of rings. So hopefully we have some ring bearers amongst us, as we discussed earlier. Do we have anyone with rings in the room? Meant for the bride and groom. Yes, good. All right, so please bring the rings forward. And the ring that is meant to be worn by the groom, if you give that to the bride, and the other way around. Traditionally displayed and kept there in the traditional grey box, so thank you very much indeed. Now it might be difficult with the mic, so I might have to stand here and hold the mic for you. So what's going to happen is the ring will be put on the bride's finger first, as the age of chivalry is still with us. Are we ready, sir? So all you have to do is repeat after me. So what you can do is just get your left hand with your ring finger poised and ready. And I'll go over here a little bit. Actually, I should go to your side. Alright, so what you do when we finish this set, then of course the ring goes on, everyone will clap. Are you ready? This ring is a symbol of our unity.
This thimble,
This thimble, well, it could be. Okay, it's all right. This is all good stuff. It's my fault, actually. I went to it. Okay, let's start again. Pretend that didn't happen, ladies and gentlemen. Erase it. Okay, are you ready? This ring is a symbol of our unity.
this ring is a symbol of our unity.
I give this ring as a token
I give this ring as a token
that I have taken thee
that I have taken thee
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
How it goes, ladies and gentlemen? And does it fit? It fits. Good. All right, same process. So the age of chivalry is with us, but the age of equality is also with us as well, because you'll have to wear your ring as well. So when you're doing the washing up, it'll be a constant reminder of the vows you are making. All right, are we ready? So what I'll do is same process, and I'll hold the microphone for you. This ring is a symbol of our unity.
This ring is a symbol of our unity.
I give this ring as a token
I give this ring as a token
that I have taken thee
that I have taken thee
to be my lawful wedded husband.
to be my lawful wedded husband.
On it goes, ladies and gentlemen.
So every evening 6 o'clock we have Bhagavad Gita session here. So today we have verse 3.3, which is from Karma Yoga, the first part of Bhagavad Gita. So we'll try and read Sanskrit, and then we will look a little bit of translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Yeah? Okay, so Sanskrit goes like this. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividhanishta. Okay, you have it over there. Lokesmin Dvividhanishta Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. I'll read it 2 more times. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividhanishta Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Lokesmin Dvividhanishta Pura Prokta Maya Nagha Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam Karma Yogena Yoginam. Word to word, Shri Bhagavan Uvacha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, said, Loke, in the world, Asmin, this, Dvividha, two kinds of, Nishtha, faith, Pura, formerly, Prokta, where said, Maya, by me, Anagha, own sinless one. Jnana Yogena, by linking process of knowledge, Sankhyanam, of the empirical philosophers. Karma Yogena, by linking process of devotion, Yoginam, of the devotees. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O sinless Arjuna, I have already explained that there are two classes of men who try to realize the self. Some are inclined to understand it by empirical philosophical speculation and others by devotional service. Purport. In second chapter, verse 39, Lord explained two kinds of procedures, namely Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. In this verse, Lord explains the same more clearly. Sankhya Yoga, or the analytical study of nature of spirit and matter, is subject matter of persons who are inclined to speculate and understand things by experimental knowledge and philosophy. The other class of men work in Krishna consciousness as it is explained in 61st verse of the second chapter. The Lord explained also in 39th verse that by working by the principles of Buddhi Yoga or Krishna consciousness, one can be relieved of bonds of action, and furthermore, there is no flaw in the process. The same principle is more clearly explained in the 61st verse, that this Buddhi Yoga is to depend entirely on Supreme, or more specifically on Krishna, and in this way all the senses can be brought under control very easily. Therefore, both the yogas are interdependent as religion and philosophy. Religion without philosophy is sentiment and sometimes fanaticism, while philosophy without religion is mental speculation. The ultimate goal is Krishna, because the philosophers who are also sincerely searching after absolute truth come in the end to Krishna consciousness. This is also stated in Bhagavad Gita. The whole process is to understand the real position of the self in relation to the super self. The indirect process is philosophical speculation, by which gradually one may come to the point of Krishna consciousness, and the other process is directly connecting everything with Krishna in Krishna consciousness. Of these two, the path of Krishna consciousness is better because it does not depend on purifying the senses by philosophical process. Krishna consciousness is itself the purifying process, and by the direct method of devotional service, it is simultaneously easy and sublime. Hare Krishna. Okay, so Srila Prabhupada has made it so simple to understand, but we'll still try and discuss and see how we can link it to previous. Is anybody following these classes at 6 o'clock? Does anybody listen to it regularly? Hare Krishna. Okay, so maybe we will give a little bit flashback and then we come back to this verse. Okay, so this is 3.3, which is Karma Yoga. So let's look where we are in the landscape of this entire Bhagavad Gita. So there are 18 chapters. In 18 chapters, these are divided into 3 parts, 6, 6 and 6. So first 6 are Karma Yoga, middle 6 are Bhakti Yoga, and the last 6 are Wisdom, which is Jnana Yoga. So we are in the first 6, which is Karma Yoga. This is where Krishna talks about the intricacies of karma and how it impacts us. So what has happened until now is, I'm trying to balance my notes and book at the same time. So what has happened until now is in first chapter, it starts with Dhritarashtra Uvacha. Dhritarashtra starts speaking that now that the war is going to happen for sure. So what is happening? What is happening between my sons and the sons of Pandu? So until now it was, oh, we are one family, and now the dynamics have changed. His language has changed. My sons and sons of Pandu, who are his brother's sons actually, and he was supposed to take care of them after his brothers after his brother left. But you see how me-mine concept, works over here. So he asked that questions to Sanjaya, and that's where everything starts. And then in first chapter we see how Duryodhan is in doubt. Will Bhishma and Acharya Drona fight from my side? And he's trying to be diplomatic in first few verses and trying to pump up their confidence. And then we see that how Arjuna asks Krishna to take his chariot to the middle of the battlefield. And in that moment, he is like shocked, and the reality has dawned upon him that what am I trying to do? Am I going to kill my own grandfather, my teacher? And that's where he wants to take a step back, pause, and reflect what he is doing in this and what he's trying to do. And then he becomes confused, and his bow is slipping off from his hand, and he is telling Krishna, I'm not going to do this. I'm sweating, and I'm completely perplexed, confused. I need your help. And so in the first chapter, he's really like giving all the arguments of how this is completely wrong thing to do. And if we read all those verses as well, we feel he is actually making sense. He's really giving very nice arguments on how if we have this warfare, all the men would be killed. And when men are killed, when the male personality is not there, who will protect females? And then some men who are unscrupulous, they would take advantage of the females, and the progeny which will come after that, it will be of substandard. And all that nice arguments he gives, and then at the end he says, I'm confused, and then he surrenders himself to Krishna. So until that point, it is a friend-to-friend conversation or a cousin-to-cousin conversation. And then at one point, he understands that he is not able to take this by himself, and then he surrenders. And at that point, he says, Sadhi mam tvam prapannam, take me as your disciple, and I accept you as my guru, he says to Krishna. And at that point, okay, we have some unhappy children. I think it's evening, maybe they are hungry. So at that point, Arjuna surrenders himself to Krishna, and he says that I need your help. And then Krishna starts giving answers to all the questions which he has asked before. So that was sort of chapter 1 and starting of chapter 2. And in chapter 2, what Krishna does is, Krishna actually, the title of chapter 2 is Contents of Bhagavad Gita Summarized. So he actually summarizes the entire Bhagavad Gita, the entire concept in one chapter. And what he starts saying is, he starts explaining things one by one. So first he starts explaining how Arjun's lamentation that he will kill his relatives isn't actually correct thinking. He says that they are anyways not this body, they are eternal soul, and the soul changes one body to another. So he's trying to explain him through jnana. And then after that, when he doesn't appeal to that, then he moves into karma yoga, and then he also explains about wisdom. So chapter 2 is really packed with jnana. Some of the verses from, I think, maybe 10-ish to 30 are jnana, the verses on wisdom. And then from 39 onwards, it's more of karma yoga, and then further that nishkam karma, transcendence. And then later, at the end, Krishna summarizes saying that buddhi yoga is in 49, I think. Buddhi yoga is the ultimate. You take this path. That's the path. Now we come to a third chapter. So in third chapter, the way it starts. So this was the verse which we read was Krishna speaking. So before that, Arjuna is asking him question. So in first verse he says, "O Janardhan, O Keshava, why do you want me to engage in this ghastly warfare if you think that intelligence is better than fructive work?" So intelligence, buddhi yoga, is better than fructive work, which is karma yoga. Now why do you want me to do this? No, let me just do buddhi yoga. Buddhi yoga means I'll just leave everything and run away. That is what he feels. It's not like that, but that is what he feels. And then in second verse he says, "My intelligence is bewildered," which is confused, "and by your equivocal instructions." Equivocal instructions is like he's saying this and this both. How do you do both at same time? So therefore, please tell me decisively which will be the most beneficial for me. Now we have to understand here. So this is verse 2, and then our verse 3 is our verse, Bhagavan Vacha, when Krishna speaks. So we have to understand personality of Arjun over here. So Arjun is Gudakesh. It is Gudakesh. He has conquered over sleep. Sleep is also ignorance. So he is not confused actually. He is asking these questions for us so that we can get that, because he understands that humans in future, they will have these questions. So though Krishna has summarized everything in second chapter, and practically Bhagavad Gita can end there in second chapter itself, but now Arjun is asking him questions so that sutras or principles which he has explained in second chapter, they can be unpacked and explained in more systematic and detailed manner from chapter 3 to 17. And 18 again Krishna summarizes everything like that. So this question which he is asking, it is actually for us and not for himself really. Arjun his another name is Savyasachi. So he is ambidextrous, which means that he can skillfully use both his hands with equal skills. You can imagine he was an archer, so he can use both his hands equally. So he is very intelligent, and most important part is his bhakta, his devotee. He is close to Krishna. So it is 100% that he has understood what Krishna is saying. It is for us that he is asking these questions. Yes? Okay. So let's look at our verse now. So it starts with Bhagavan Uvacha. So we see initially first verse, for example, Dhritarashtra Uvacha, or some verses where Arjun speaks Arjuna Uvacha, or some one verse where Sanjaya speaks Sanjaya Uvacha. So here it doesn't say Krishna Uvacha, it says Bhagavan Uvacha. So this is where it's established that Krishna is Lord himself. So Srila Prabhupada translate it as the supreme personality of Godhead. So he's head of the gods, and hence this word is used, Godhead. So Bhagavan Uvacha. And then he says, Lokesmin dvi vidha nishta. So he says that people have two type of faiths, or there are two categories. Pura prokta mayanagha. I have told this before. In chapter 2, I have explained this to you. O Anagha. Anagha means, O sinless one. So we understand that this knowledge, this transcendental knowledge cannot be understood by a sinful person. So he addresses Arjuna as, O sinless one, O Anagha, O sinless one. In Srimad Bhagavatam as well it says, Nirmatsaranam satam. Nirmatsara, the one who is envyless, they will understand. So when we listen, there needs to be an acceptance and faith in Lord. Otherwise, it doesn't go in heart. It possibly might just go in brain. But we can't anyways conquer Krishna by studying Bhagavad Gita if we feel that, oh, now I will understand Krishna, or I'll understand this whole thing. That's not possible. This knowledge cannot be conquered or captured like we study, we do our, like our certification or whatever degrees we might have. So, okay, so I want to become a software engineer. I get into this university and I'm out. After 4 years, I am like certified Masters of Software Engineering, something like that. But that is conquering of knowledge. But this knowledge is received You know, that's why when we start with any session, we beg to our acharyas that please help us so that we understand this. So we go in when we study such books, we our mood is that of a beggar, where we are able to understand this and receive this knowledge. So this knowledge is received instead of conquering or capturing, like that. Mm. So Arjuna, Krishna very beautifully addresses him, O Anagha, O sinless one. And then he says, Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam. So the one path is Jnana Yogena Sankhyanam. So Sankhya Yoga is one path, Karma Yogena Yoginam. And another path is Karma Yoga. Hmm? So here let's try and understand what is Sankhya Yoga. So Sankhya Yoga is understanding of things through speculative knowledge. So if we want to understand a flower through Sankhya Yoga, what they will do, they'll take a flower, take a dissection, put under a microscope and try and study the flower. So that's understanding physically through matter. So Sankhya Yoga is understanding the matter and the spirit. So neti. So I'm not this hand, I'm not this leg, I'm not this head, I'm not this body. Oh, then what remains? I'm not this senses. And then you just keep on going like that, and then you reach, oh, I'm spirit soul. So it is by elimination. That's how they try and understand by speculative philosophical knowledge. So that is Jnana Marga or Sankhya Yoga. Karma Yoga is, so here Srila Prabhupada explains Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. He uses these two words as synonyms, Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga. So Karma Yoga is to operate whatever we do, all the actions, we offer it to Lord. So everything we connect it to Lord. So yoga, the word yoga means to connect with the Lord. So whatever action I am doing, I connect this to Lord. That is Karma Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, here Srila Prabhupada says. And then further Srila Prabhupada also says that this is Krishna consciousness. So if we want to still go further and understand what is Sankhya Yoga. So if we, so in one of the scriptures it explains pravritti. Pravritti is tendency. So there are two tendencies explained. So one is Markata Pravritti and another is Marjar Pravritti. Okay. So Markata is monkey. If you have seen a baby monkey, the baby monkey sticks to mother monkey. It holds on to mother monkey, and as the mother is jumping from one tree to another, the baby is holding on to mom. So that is Markata Pravritti, where there is a self-endeavor, that I will endeavor based on my abilities and my work. That is Sankhya. We can compare that to Sankhya Yoga. And then there is another pravritti or another tendency called Marjara Pravritti. So Marjar means cat. So if you have seen any time, cat, the baby cat, the mother cat holds the baby cat in its mouth. And what is the baby cat doing? It is completely surrendered in that moment. And then the baby cat is taken from one place to another. So is that baby cat doing anything? Nothing. She is completely surrendered onto her mom. So mom is doing all the hard work. If you look at Markata in monkey, the baby is doing all the hard work. So here there is dependence on Lord. So in Sankhya, we with our intelligence want to understand it, want to understand Lord. And in karma or Buddhi Yoga, it is Marjar Pravritti, like the baby cat which surrenders, and now you, mom, you take care of me. I will endeavor, but I will depend on you for all my endeavors, like that. And so that's the difference between these two philosophies, and that's how we try and understand that. So the best way, Srila Prabhupada explains further, the best way is Buddhi Yoga, where we depend on Lord. So we endeavor, so we, last was the Kartik month. So in Kartik month we offer candle to Damodar, And the moral of the story of Damodar pastime is 2 fingers too short. So Mother Yashoda is trying to bind Krishna, and every time she is trying to bind him, the 2 fingers, the rope is 2 fingers short. So she's trying her best to bind. And then finally when she's like, Krishna, please help me. And then he gives in. And then she is able to bind him. So these 2 fingers, one is our endeavor and second is Lord's mercy. So that's the path which is being suggested as the best path to be taken. If we still look at Jnana Marga. So Jnana Marga, if we look at yoga ladder, let's look at yoga ladder. So how does yoga ladder start? Yoga ladder starts with Karma Kand. First is Karma Kand. The first step itself is Karma Kand. And then is Karma Yoga, then Jnana Yoga. After Jnana Yoga is Ashtanga. And then after Ashtanga is Bhakti. After Ashtanga is Bhakti. So if we want to step into this ladder, the first Karma Kand itself, 4 regulative principles are basic principles which we have to follow. What are the 4 regulative principles? No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. These are the 4 basic principles which one has to follow to start onto the ladder, to just be onto the ladder. Radha Gokulananda ki jai, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Gaur Nitai ki jai. So just to be on the ladder, on the yoga ladder, the first step is Karma Kand. So just to get there, these are the 4 regulative principles which one has to follow. Half of them have, not half, most of them have gone in this Kali Yuga. How many of them really follow? So that is Karma Kand. So Karma Kand and then is Karma Yoga. So for a person to do his karma based on the principles of Karma Yoga, one has to pick up karma based on their varna. Okay? Bit complicated. So what is varna? There are 4 varnas. Krishna has explained, Chatur Varna Maya Shrishtam. I have established 4 varnas. This is nothing to do with caste. Okay? These are natural tendencies in beings. So the 4 varnas are Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya and Shudra. So to do Karma Yoga successfully, to 100% nail it, one has to do karma in their varna. But if you really think about varnashram and look at these 4 aspects and try and analyze, okay, am I Brahman, am I Kshatriya? Because it's not by birth, it's by Guna Karma Vibhagashaha. Krishna says Guna Karma Vibhagashaha, not Janma Karma. It's not by Janma, it's by Guna, by qualities. One is either a Brahman or a... So if we try to analyze these qualities of a Brahman, a Kshatriya, a Vaishya and Shudra and apply, you would feel that you have all of these qualities in some portions, like you are everything, you are like mixed. Because it's Kali Yuga, everything is so contaminated that finding yourself a pure varna quality in oneself, it has become very difficult. So Karma Yoga has got, like you can't follow it. At that point, you just can't do it, because for you to do exact Karma Yoga, you need to be in your Varna, and which is not possible because the Varnas are all mixed up now. Once you successfully do your Karma Yoga, then comes Jnana Yoga. And what are the qualities of Jnana? Happens in Jnana Yoga? Jnana Yoga, slowly, as I explained, one purifies themselves. There is a process of purification. One purifies themselves by taking knowledge, but only after successfully come. So it's like a ladder. It's like a ladder. Karma Kand, Karma Yoga, Jnana Marga, and then Ashtanga. Ashtanga is like, just forget about it. Like even 2 minutes or 5 minutes, if somebody asks us to sit still, and if we look at the food which we consume, our intestines are laden with maida and all that pizza which we had. So forget about Ashtanga Yoga. That's like impossible. So then what's the way? The only way remains is Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. And it is also an elevator. So after Ashtanga then comes Bhakti. So Srila Prabhupada explains that you would, instead of taking steps, you would just take an elevator and go straight away to Bhakti Yoga, Bhakti Marg. But how? I'll give a very bad, gross example. Somebody is renting out, okay? What suggestion would we give them? That why are you renting out? You are paying XYZ rent. Instead of that, you accumulate some money and get a house instead. So you will anyways end up paying the same money, but instead of a rent, you will pay a mortgage. And at the end, you will have your own property. So Bhakti Yoga is like that. When you follow Bhakti Yoga, the process itself will purify the senses. The process itself will give us everything which all these steps, Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, and the other steps give us. So that's why it is an elevator process and it is a simple process. You can, if one wants to do a Jnana Marga, one wants to understand things by mental speculation. Do we have even time? I mean, I open the fridge and I'm thinking, why did I open it? Like, this is a, at least I am like that. The conditioning, so much is going on all the time. Work, family, and, studies and all these things. We are not really there 100% to follow these, this Jnana Marga or even Ashtanga, where all the exercises and things like that. And Yama, Niyama, even if we listen to the rules and regulations, the list itself will horrify us and forget about following it. So Srila Prabhupada so this is, at this point in Bhagavad Gita, there is question answer going on. And slowly, Krishna is taking Arjun towards Bhakti Yoga. I'm giving the purport based on Srila Prabhupada's, but Srila Prabhupada has made it very simple. Because when somebody has experienced the process, then he would give you answer that don't worry, don't get confused. Jnana Marga or Karma Yoga, don't get confused. Just follow Bhakti Yoga because that is the only option you have. You don't have any other option anyways left like that. So Srila Prabhupada makes it very simple here for us to pick up the process. I'm just looking if there is anything which... Okay. Okay, so let's look at it line by line and see. We have 10 minutes. If there is anything which I have missed. Srila Prabhupada also here in this verse refers to two verses. So in second chapter, so Krishna says, I have explained these two methods before in second chapter. So in verse 39, Krishna says, so Srila Prabhupada explains Buddhi Yoga. So this is really a very nice definition. So one who works for satisfaction of Lord only, however difficult such work may be, is working under the principles of Buddhi Yoga. So this is very beautiful definition, and which helps us to understand what exactly is Buddhi Yoga. So whenever we operate in our life, every moment we have a choice. We always have a choice between two. We can either take Krishna or we can take something else. Every moment there is a choice. When right from the moment we get up in the morning, there is an option to snooze and there is an option to wake up, isn't it? So every time we take path of intelligence, we look far. That is when we are choosing Krishna. We are choosing discipline over Maya or over illusion, as it says. And then there is another verse which has been mentioned here twice, isn't it? 61 also Srila Prabhupada mentioned. I think we spoke on this one. In the other class of men work in Krishna consciousness, as it is explained in 61st verse of the second chapter. The Lord has explained also in third chapter that by working in the principles of Buddhi Yoga or Krishna consciousness, one can be relieved from the bonds of action. So here, actually, it explains the karma, the action which we do, also has layers. It has been explained in the future verses, and also some of the verses in chapter 2. But maybe I'll just give a quick gist of karma. So there is vikarma, which is bad karma, which is something which shouldn't be done. By doing vikarma, we acquire negative karma or negative points, if you want to understand it that way. Then there is sakam karma, which is good things which we do. And by doing sakam karma, what do we accumulate? We accumulate positive points. And then there is Nishkam Karma. Nishkam Karma, the balance remains zero. We don't accumulate negative or positive. So if we have negative points or bad karma, what happens? We come, next life, we come into lower beings. We come into a bad situation, possibly lower birth, like animals or plants and things like that. But if we have positive karma, then what happens? We come into higher birth, possibly rich family or even demigods. But still we take birth. But the agenda is not to take a better birth. The agenda is to get out of this cycle. And that's why what we want is nishkama karma. We want karma, we don't want negative or positive. Because even though it is a, what do you say? It's a iron chains or gold chains. They are still chains, isn't it? Which bind us. So we don't want bondage. And hence we aspire for, hence we try to do nishkam karma. And how do we do that? Any karma which we do, if we offer it to Lord, that is buddhi yoga. We offer it to Lord that whatever I have done, I offer everything to you. I don't want any credit of this work. So that is Nishkam Karma. We offer all the work to Lord. So there is no selfish intent in our, when we endeavor. So that is Buddhi Yoga, and I think we have covered. Is there any question? So if we want to summarize this, the chapter which we are into is Karma Yoga, chapter 3 of Bhagavad Gita. First 6 chapters talk about Karma Yoga. So it's all about karma, which Krishna is explaining here. We start with Arjuna becoming confused. In second chapter, Krishna explaining him almost everything in Bhagavad Gita. And then Arjuna is saying, I am bewildered, you have explained me Jnana Marga and Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga and Karma Yoga, what shall I take? Then Krishna says, no, it's not this or that, they are ladders. It's one after another, but I'm not asking you to do that. I'm asking you to take an elevator, which is Bhakti Yoga, which is Buddhi Yoga. So that's how we can summarize this particular verse. And further, this particular chapter, further verses are very beautiful, very nectarious. If you want to stick and follow on every evening 6 o'clock, there are wonderful speakers who would take you through this journey of beautiful verses from here on. And it becomes, and these, I mean, these principles are not something which we just listen here and we drop it as we go home. This is something which we can take back wherever we are working or we are student, we can apply these principles in our life. And we see that when we apply them, we stay balanced. And slowly, as we start applying them, we start getting something called bird's eye view. In the bird's eye view, we get an overall understanding, our vision broadens. We don't remain to a narrow-minded thought process. So that it makes our thought process like that. And the process, the Bhakti Yoga process itself is so simple. Just chant Hare Krishna. And just by chanting Hare Krishna, it cleanses the heart. It cleanses this desires, this bad karma, or not karma, but bad aspects which we might have accumulated, and desires and vasanas towards doing incorrect aspects. So that gets cleansed as we start chanting. And slowly our interest in spiritual aspects, our interest in reading, our interest in chanting of spiritual books starts increasing. And then slowly every moment we are able to confidently choose Krishna. Sometimes we have to forcefully choose Krishna because we don't want to do it, but we know that this is the right thing to do. And then in that moment, okay, let me do this because this is the right thing. But then slowly you fall in love with Krishna, and then choosing Krishna is not a task anymore like that. First we have to force ourselves, like you have to push, like we push our children, isn't it? Do homework, get up early, do this. So we have to push ourselves. Unfortunately, nobody tells us that, after 18 you have to parent yourself. We feel that after 18 you are free, but no, you still have to parent yourself through these books, through these scriptures. And our acharyas have made it so simple for us. We just have to, and it's in English, it's available, easy. If you don't have a book, you can open a phone, and on phone it's available. Like wisdom is so easily available that unfortunately we have lost a respect for it. All these acharyas, they have given their life for this. They're actually life. Even if we talk about every acharya in our lineage, uh, the work which they have done, we can't even comprehend. How can one person do so much work, so much literature in one lifetime? How is it possible? I mean, just a home, shelter, marriage, and one child or two children is like, oh my God, this is like whole life for us. They have done that, plus they have written scriptures and scriptures and given us so much of nectar. It's available ready-made. We just have to listen. We just have to consume it. In one of the session, I heard that they have given us. We have fallen in a dark well, and they have put rope. We just have to hang on to that rope. They are pulling. We don't have to do anything. We just have to hang on to that rope. And that's the process of Bhakti Yoga. Even that, unfortunately, our false ego is so strong. That meanness is so strong that we don't even want to do that. We are like, I have my own, I will create my own path. I'll write my own shastra. But before that, unfortunately, life is very short, isn't it? 5,000 years back when Vyasadeva, he saw footprints of Kali Yuga. He saw that Kali Yuga is coming. And then what did he saw? He saw that human beings have less intelligence. They will not have memory. So previously people were ek party. Means as soon as you say something, they will remember. They'll never forget it. But now I have to 100 times tell something to my daughter still. Like we have stairs to go upstairs. What I'll do is, if I want something to be taken upstairs, I'll keep in the center of the, stairs. So that when somebody is going upstairs, they will see that, they will dodge that and go. I'm like, I had kept it in the middle of the stairs so that somehow you would take it. But people are so engrossed in their own, world that they do. Oh God, you want to give class? Come. So the intelligence, and then he also saw that people will not remember. You want to sing? You want to say something? Yeah. People will not remember. And then he decided now he has to start writing. And then he started writing all the scriptures. So he wrote all the Vedas and all the scriptures. And later on, at the end, he wrote Srimad Bhagavatam. And then after that, he gave those scriptures to his disciples and asked them to give the knowledge to all the around the world. And that's how we have the scriptures. And our acharyas have very nicely translated them in English so that we can understand. So they have came from long ways. Last month we visited Vyasa Gufa, which is in Badrinath. And just been there, just been in a place where Vyasadeva himself wrote all the scriptures. It was like, I'm like, wow. I mean, the energy of that place and the heritage which we have, especially we from Asian background who are born in this culture, we really have to take this seriously. And we see so many people from so many cultures are taking it seriously, and they are making use of this. So it's like, you might have a lot of jewels or a lot of property in your locker, but if you're not using it, what's the use of that? We see in so many families that Bhagavad Gita is nicely wrapped in red cloth and tied somewhere, that nobody should be able to open it. But that's not the purpose of that book. Sometimes when we go on a book distribution, they say
You'll be taking so many steps
on
in your
the
life,
street, this is to be, this
but
book
these
is so
7 steps are
precious,
so
this
crucial
book
and
is to
important.
be valued. And you are reading Bhagavad Gita on the street, and
follow
like
these
the
values
value
to your
of
life.
the book is when you read
You're
and
going to touch
apply
with
it
your
in your
left toe,
life, not to tie it
and
keep
sometimes
it
you're
in
going to touch
some,
with your right
and
toe after
puja
reading the
every day.
translation.
That's not why it
That
is
is
why
beautiful
our
reading the translation.
acharyas have given this scriptures
The
to
first
us
one.
like that.
Om Neko
With that I
Iseristu
end, and thank you so much for being patient.
Together we
tolerant,
share joy and sorrow, pleasure
if
and
you have any
pain.
question,
And with the first step together, wherever you are, there I will be.
Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Now the second one.
Om Duyurde Vishnu Swalayatu.
Now please say it.
We shall protect the family and its interest, and for our mutual contentment, we take this second step together.
Please say the second. Now the third one.
Om Tirimi Rasmusaya Vishnu Swalayatu.
We shall always be devoted to each other and to our duties, and to be even-tempered and sweet-spoken.
Om Chakvari Mahaya Vishnu Swalayatu.
We shall enjoy the good times and endure the rough ones together. And with this fourth step, we shall abide by our mutual wishes.
Om Panchamasabhyo Vishnu Swalayatu.
We shall await and attend to our needs. And with the fifth step together, we will care for each other.
Om Sarvabhyo Vishnu Swalayatu.
Committed to be honest towards each other, we will forever stay faithful with the sixth step together.
Om Sakhe Saptapada Vishnu Swalayatu.
I think lessen the human suffering and to promote good deeds. And with the seventh step together, we will act on the path of Dharma.
May I now request the young Parivan to present the Sindhura.
Sometimes called the beautiful train. It has great Brahminian power. In our Vedic tradition, Sindoor holds a profound spiritual significance, symbolizing Shakti or the protection, and of course the blessings of Mother Parvati, the embodiment of marital bliss and very long life. And this Sindoor, after this Sindoor, Sapna, your status will be changed for good. You are proudly married and you belong to someone very, very special. By putting the Sindoor into Sapna's mouth or forehead, such it, you will be sealing the relationship between each other for good. Now, in your tradition, the Dayal Parivar, we use point first, and you pass in Sapna's head, and then you can do your after the mic. So Mangalai iham badu imadum samedapasada saubhagyam vatvedata yetasam viparetana. Now, please use this applause. I don't know how big heart you have. But yes. I think Kneeling down on the floor will look good for the photos. That's it. If you kneel down on the floor will be much better for the photos. Sorry, photographers.
It's okay, we can just carry on the slide. Kind of fast, it's fine.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Like that.
Guru Vaishnavangscha Sri
Look at him smile. Yeah, that's it. Lovely. Thank you.
Sadhana Raghunathan Nitam Tam Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijanam
And we have this beautiful meditation. I'm holding dear guest family and friends.
Krishna Pada Sadhana Lalita
This necklace has black beads,
Hare Krishna
symbolizing protection.
Hare Krishna
This Mangal Sutra will be the symbol of your life, your love, your devotion to your beautiful wife. This Mangal Sutra will be the protection of your beautiful wife. After the mantra, please offer that. Mangalyam